What?
It's time now for My Two Favorite Librarians. Brought to you by Copper Tree Boutique in Dales Grand Market, located in beautiful, historic downtown Amherst.
Hi, this is My Two Favorite Librarians. I'm Denise Corey.
I'm Chantel Taylor, and today we're talking about 2019 faves and our 2020, I keep wanting to say 2020 TBR list.
2020 works too,
I know.
but 2020 is better. We're in the 20s now.
I don't want to hear any roaring 20s because it's callous and racist and terrible.
Okay, then. I should mention that we have recorded this show in advance because this week the Forefathers Library in Amherst is closed.
Also, I'm still sick.
Chantel is still sick. Yeah, she sounds like there's a gravel truck in her throat. So yes, this week, January 20th to 25th, the Forefathers Library is closed for repairs to the building. So I'm ready now. I'm ready. I know my favorite reads of 2019. Also, you can see multiple staff's favorite reads of 2019 on our website, which is
www.cumberlandpubliclibraries.ca.
And on there, several staff members have contributed their top 5 reads of 2019. And if it's something that the library owns, you can click on it and it'll bring you right into our catalog and you can place a hold.
We could also place an interlibrary loan on things we don't own if you're interested in some of Greg's anime.
Yeah, because Greg, it's manga. Anime is...
Okay, we don't need to get technical. His books.
So my favorite reads
Yes.
of 2019 were The Mars Room by Rachel Kushner.
Okay. I remember that.
It's about a woman in prison. The Sun is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon.
That was one of your favorites?
Yeah, YA book. It was so good.
Are yours in a particular order?
No.
Okay.
Help for the Haunted by John Searles.
I don't remember that one.
That's the one where the daughter is maybe possessed or they're maybe just doing it for a reality television show. No Place to Go, How Public Toilets Fail Our Private Needs by Leslie Lowe.
I have to read that book, I think.
It was fascinating. And The Lightning Struck Heart by T.J. Klune.
Oh, yes.
Because it was like Terry Pratchett writing LGBTQ romance.
It was lovely.
It was super funny. So what about your top 5?
Well, I mentioned one of mine in December. It was The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I talked about it last summer. Loved it. Can't Escape Love by Alyssa Cole is a novella.
And the library doesn't own it.
We don't own it. I'm not sure if we can get it in a physical copy. I think it might be like
you got it as
online.
a Kindle
like a Kindle.
read?
Yeah. Beard with Me by Penny Reed, which is
part of the Beard books.
It's the Winston
you have talked
Brothers.
About the Beard books so much.
6.5 of 7 or whatever it is, or maybe 5.5 because Ashley doesn't count as a brother.
It's an in-between book.
And it basically, the last book is Claire and Billy's book. And so the in-between book tells the story of how they got started when they were teenagers. And you get one of my other favorite books, which was a re-listen that I probably listened to 3 times, including after I finished Beard with Me, Beard Science, which is Cletus's book, my fave. You get a hint of some of the terrible things that happened to Billy. And in this book, you get like exactly what happened. And it was really sad. And I was home trying not to cry at my mother's. It was bad.
So essentially you're saying read the Beard books.
All of them. I mean, did I love Jethro? No. Did I love Bo? No. The cranky weird ones, Dwayne and Cletus? Oh, yes.
Well, then.
And then my last one was The Wallflower Wager by Tessa Dare, and this is the 3rd book in the Girl Meets Duke series. And I've talked ad nauseum about the Duchess deal, which I love this series so much. It's just fun and silly and wonderful. I love it.
So 4 of your 5 are romance.
Yes, pretty much.
Yeah.
And I do have one that didn't make my list. And I feel like Beard Science, although I read it 3 times, maybe shouldn't have because it was also a favorite, I think, in 2018. But The Bookish Life of Nina Hill by Abby Waxman, was another book I really enjoyed. And the only thing I didn't love was the ending, but I can't remember what it was about the ending that ticked me off.
I don't like the ending of most books.
It's true.
I find the ending, it's like the author hasn't figured out how to end it. So when I find a book that has a good ending, it makes me so happy.
Most of the time I'm all right with endings, but I can't remember if they were building me up for something and it didn't happen and I was like, ugh, or if they were building me up and then it happened and I went, oh, that's so cliche.
So in terms of 2020 goals,
Yes.
so I only read 89 books last year, and I'm a little bit disappointed.
It happens to the best of us.
How many did you read last year?
I read 80. I finished my goal, Missy.
Yeah, but I still beat you. It's not a competition, but it is a competition
For you.
for me. So I'm hoping to get 100 books this year.
I've stuck to my 80 because, again, I feel like I'm going to be listening to a lot of books, which slows me down.
Yeah, because audiobooks are they're read slower than I can read.
Exactly.
But I love them.
Oh, me too.
I love
Absolutely.
them.
One of my goals, which may actually increase my sort of reading goal, is I would like to read more cookbooks. I found a podcast that's basically every week is a different cookbook author. And I was like, I don't really read these as much as I used to. And I love reading cookbooks. So I'm going to try to have a lot more cookbooks
In your read pile.
in my goals.
I'm planning to do the Pop Sugar Reading Challenge again this year. I didn't complete it last year, but I'm not super worried about, I try to, but it's just more that it opens me up to different types of books.
You got quite a few out of was it 52?
There were 50 challenges, and
You had like 30 some, didn't you?
I actually ended up completing 40.
That's pretty good.
So I did pretty well. And I'm not, I don't get down on myself about not completing that. It's just that it gives you different kinds of books that you might not have picked up otherwise. And that, that's interesting. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I get most of my reading done in the summer. That's like my big reading time.
Yeah, I'm kind of constantly, we're both constantly reading, but the seasons don't.
But in the summer, when I have vacation and it's nice and I can sit out on the deck and just hang out in the sunshine reading books, that's my favorite thing to do. Or reading on the beach. Those are my favorites.
I don't do those things.
No, well, you don't want sunshine. What are you reading right now?
So right now I am reading Let's Make Ramen, a comic cookbook by Hugh Amano and illustrated by Sarah Beacon. I'm not sure, Becan. It was on a cookbook list, recommended. I can't remember if it was Book Riot, I don't know. And it's basically a graphic novel cookbook. And Hugh Amano is half Japanese, and he used to go and visit his father's family in the summer. And he would come back with all these Japanese treats, and he loved ramen. And so they walk you through the history, how it got started, the culture of ramen. When you eat in a ramen restaurant in Japan, it's 15 minutes. You get your ticket, you get your seat, you eat, everything is facing away from people, you eat your soup and you get out. It's not socializing time, it's ramen time. And then they go into different broth. Yeah.
Ramen time.
It is, yeah. Then they go into different broths and different ingredients and how to prepare, how to make your own noodles. It was really, really interesting.
I like a good ramen.
I don't know if it's in the catalog yet, but it is something that will be coming into the catalog soon.
It's come to the library.
It's physically here, yes.
And you're just reading it before we put it out.
Yes.
Yeah.
It came just before Christmas.
Oh, that's nice. So for a graphic novel cookbook, Is it like pictures of him preparing things? Is it...
Some of it is like when they're making the noodles, they're actually showing you the dough going through like the pasta press, and he's like, it's supposed to come out with big holes in it in the first time, and then you see like him doing it a couple of times and how the dough is changing. But a lot of times it's pictures of the ingredients, so it'll be like, you know, a bowl, and then you'll have this like pile of the ingredients as they go in, so what the soup, the broth is going to look like. And then, oh, you can add chicken, or you can add an egg, or this is your egg should be boiled like this, or da-da-da-da-da. Your broth, what it's going to look like if it sits for like properly refrigerated, or however it's supposed to be stored, like at a week and 3 months. And so you can see the difference in the broth as it ages. Like, it was really interesting.
I'm reading The Institute by Stephen King.
Oh, yes.
I'm a couple chapters into it. I know I mentioned this to you already, and I'm really enjoying it. So this boy genius has telekinesis, so he can move things with his mind. And then he's kidnapped by this shadowy organization that is doing experiments on children who have telekinesis or who are telepathic. And that's as far as I don't know anything else because I'm only a couple chapters in, but I'm really into it. Like, it sucked me in right away. So I want to know what's going to happen.
Interesting.
This week at the library?
You didn't ask me about my reading challenges. I said I was going to read more
whoops.
cookbooks, but...
I kind of just thought that was your turn.
No.
Okay.
I'm doing the Fated Mates book challenge.
Oh, yes, you did say that you were going to do that.
Yeah. So the podcast that I love, Fated Mates, they're doing a reading challenge this year. And so far they've posted from January to June. And January's book is to reread a book that's blooded you. So this season of Fated Mates is books that have blooded you. And that phrase, blooded, that is from Immortals After Dark, which is the books they read last season. And it's basically when a vampire finds his mate, he's blooded, and his heart starts to beat for the first time in how many ever years, and other bodily functions begin to happen. I'll just leave it at that.
I could not get in. I read one. No.
Love it. So I'm very excited. So each month they have a different challenge, and I'll let you know each month. I haven't decided which book I'm going to read that blooded me, but I have a few in mind.
So
it
by
might be
blooded
Weird Science.
You mean the book that got you into romance?
It could be that, because like obviously they're doing a bunch of different books that blooded them. So it's not like the first book you ever read, but it might be a book you fell in love with that made you like, made your heart beat for the first time.
Do you have a heart?
Yes.
Okay.
I just don't share it with people.
Okay, now can I
Yes.
what's on at the library? So this week, again, Forefathers Library is closed January 20th to the 25th for repairs to the building.
But other branches are open.
Yes, because tomorrow night, Spring Hill's Twisted Stitchers meet, and they're a super friendly group. Sometimes they even have snacks.
Oh, aren't they special?
I've been in there and they had like fudge.
Oh,
It was delicious. I wasn't there for Twisted Stitchers. I was there for something else, but I still did eat fudge.
I would too.
Yeah. No,
I have nothing else.
you have nothing.
Yeah.
Except to say that your book club has been rescheduled to January 28th.
Yes, it has been. I mentioned that last week.
That's the evening.
Yes, Reader's Night Out next Tuesday, same time, 7 p.m.
Okay. What are we talking about next week?
Next week, we're going to talk about the 7 deadly sins
Well, that's hardcore.
in fiction, not just generally.
All right. See you next week.
Bye.
My 2 favorite librarians. Brought to you by Copper Tree Boutique in Dales Grand Market, located in beautiful, historic downtown Amherst.